First of all, I want to ask Lacon. Lacon, how are you doing, Lacon?
Fine.
I hope you're great. I think you've gone through a lot of series of questions, and welcome. Now, my question to you is, there were conversations about your relationship with Erica, right? And the thing is, before you actually, your course in the show, you talked about a girl, you had a girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Good. And at some point, that conversation never came up after Erica and everything and all that. Do you really have a girlfriend? You had a girlfriend. Do you still have a girlfriend?
Honestly, the thing in my mind right now is this whole thing. So, yeah, before now, my music brought me to Big Brother Nigeria House. So right now that even everybody is like now paying attention to that music thing, I think that's like now it's actually more major than Well, before it was music first before anything.
Yeah.
But right now it's music above everything else. So right now that's the only thing I'm thinking about.
Right now.
Honestly.
Now, a lot of people were calling you V Bitters. Have you heard that?
Bitterly. Oh, just everything bitter.
So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's what you wanted people to see?
Of course not. But I don't mind because if everybody liked me, it means I did something so wrong in that house. Because all I've ever wanted to do is be myself. You either like me or you don't like me. I'm more focused on the people that like me. If you don't like me, eventually come along on the ship. Join us. But last, if you want to dislike me from now till forever, I'm not focused. I love the people that love me. It's actually very simple.
Okay, Neil, both of you guys, like we saw pictures yesterday. I was like, pre-wedding photo. What's the hashtag?
Wow.
VO 2022. I will be your MC. So now that you guys are out of the house, have you had a chance to have a chat, or you're still like in the bubble of everything?
Maybe she would talk about the chat, right?
Yeah.
Since we got out of the house, I don't think I've sat down for like a good 5 hours to have any conversation with her because I don't even see her. She doesn't see me.
Okay.
We have work to do.
Yeah.
We chase the bag first.
But Neo, you got a reputation like, I feel like lover boy. People are, I don't know about you. Yeah. You talked about it. Let's just call it the pants saga. Yeah. Because we don't know what happened.
Oh, the pants saga.
I'm just going to call it the pants saga.
Okay.
So you will tell us the story. We don't want to assume. No, for now, that's the first one. Because that was trending. Like, people, I'm sure some wives had fights with their husband. Like, sorry, have you washed my pants today?
Honestly, right? I feel like generally, from day one, I just wanted the true aspect of me, myself, to inspire. Whether not good, whether not bad. I'm human. I have bad traits, I have good traits. So if the bad one will inspire bad things, that's okay. If the good one inspire good things, perfect. But then I won't say I'm that bad at bad things with him. But for the whole pants thing, first of all, if I say I'm a lover boy, that's fine. Because we all have different ways of expressing love.
Yeah.
You need to see his face, like,
we get different ways of expressing.
But I was on with you on that, to be honest.
We liked it. Like, that was a cute
what do you like that?
No, but the thing is,
did you wash the pants? We don't know if you washed the pants.
True.
So that's why I said,
let me be the one. Let me be the one to explain. Because I feel like he hasn't gotten it out properly and will never express this thing. When he came to me, I was washing the pants.
Okay.
So I now moved the pants to the rinsing side.
Move.
Then he said that he will help me wash the rest of the clothes that hadn't been washed.
Okay.
So the clothes now came to the rinsing side and he rinsed the pants.
Okay.
As for the washing, that was me.
Okay. So he
okay.
I shouldn't understand.
But you don't need the funny thing, it sparked up a lot of debate. People were
it was a good healthy
I was
conversation.
with you on it because the fact is, this is where I stand. If you can tell, if a lady can wash your boxers, you can also wash her pants.
Straight up.
Wash your pants today, people.
Third thing for you, Neggi, when you started in the house, was regarded as your bestie, right? You said it straight up. She's right there in your face, but along the time that she started to date, I said date, no. Started to be friends with Azar, the narrative changed, right? Are you guys two very close now? You guys very close.
Should we give them a high five?
Maybe a high five. That's cool. That's cool. But you know, was it any case? Because it'd be shocking when you said if there's anybody you want to be with, it would have been Bright. Oh, that was shocking actually.
Really?
But did you have any feelings for Ozo?
No, it was just friendship, and that was it.
But you advised Ozo many times on why he's with Neggi, right?
That's because he came to me for the advice, and he told me where they were at and how their relationship or friendship was, and I just told him, in my words, have an open mind. That's all.
But did you think Neggi liked, Ozo in that way?
Yeah, I think they both cared for each other.
Okay.
You can see it in our eyes down. Why are we using past tense? I don't like that. They both care. Oh
my God. Okay. Lacon, what's good?
I'm good.
One thing that sparked up conversation, which I know I'm an advocate for, is the sickle cell conversation. You know, recently I had a dinner with 26 sickle cell let me put it, warriors. Actually, I don't like to call it sickle cell, but you know, that's how much I love. You know, it's impactful to do things and talk about it. There's no education about it. There's a lot more, and I think even when Lacon now said that same thing, and I think people didn't really understand it. So when you say you're SC, what do you mean? I mean, just explain to people.
That's my genotype. You know, there are different types of genotype: AA, AS, SS. I think these three are like the ones that most people know, but there is also SC. Apart from SC, there is CC, and then there is AC. So these other three, they are not that popular. Now SS, CC, and SC are the weak genotypes.
Okay.
So for for SS, everybody kind of knows what happens.
Yeah.
For CC, I did not really research that much on that. But for SC, we are not that much.
Okay.
And then, still in that little, it's just little of us that the sickle cell is actually dormant.
Okay.
So that means you will not experience what some people in SS
will experience.
Exactly. But the truth is, still, when your body is experiencing growth, you would practically feel it. Not as much as every other person does, but you will still like have those feelings. And the truth is, even though you're not experiencing the things other people are experiencing, you just have to have it at the back of your mind that this is what it is. This thing happens. And I know I did not talk about it at first because I avoid talking about it. So, because the way I am, my body, I don't really.
You don't like to be pitied, anyways.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a general thing with people.
Because then they start asking, "How are you?" If you cough, they say, "How are you?" Yeah. I like, nah, come on, I'm fine. I'm actually very fine. That's good. The truth is, we just have to put it out there and try and let people know that these things exist. Some people don't know that when you are AS and you marry AC, SC is definitely going to come out of that.
Exactly. Leo, you know, did you think you were fair?
Fair?
I mean, the noodles task. Did you think you were fair?
All right, let me see.
I know the thing is, it's better clear it because some people in this room did not think you were fair. We watched the game, right?
Okay, yeah.
And you know the thing, when it was your turn, they gave you clues. Now this is, they gave you clues, the food. They gave you some.
Toppings.
Toppings, but they almost, just walked you through it.
Yeah.
But there is a bit to win. Everybody wants to win. I want to win, right?
Yeah.
And now on this show, you're probably going to say it was on your straight up from your mind.
Straight up.
Do you think you were fair? First question.
Do I think I was fair? Do you think God is fair?
Wow.
That's a political.
Because I blame everything. I keep saying God is somebody that does marvelous things in my life.
I agree, but in that question, it requires a yes or no answer. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Do you think you were fair
I think I was fair.
noodles task?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Let me tell you why.
If you're gonna come back and do that game again, would you do it the same way? Would you think you would have helped other people? Or would you think you would have been a bit
I felt like I have an advantage. I think I told Dora this.
Okay.
I told her that I felt like I had an advantage to go first. And we all know how tax and games are in the house. People that have advantage or disadvantage are probably the ones that go first. Yeah. If you go first, there might be a disadvantage. If you go first, there might be an advantage. But I went first, and the advantage was that I took the food for me. And I could not see what I was taking. So that's why I said I was being fair. I was just digging the fork in, and I was trying to grab anything to put in my mouth. And I did that for like 3 plates, right? Before V said, no, that's not fair. He's scattering all the toppings, he's doing this, he's doing that. Let somebody feed him. And I was like, fine. I did not say continue like that.
Yeah. I
had 3 more plates to go. And for some reason, I was able to and funny enough, I tell people say they cook Indomie for how many years for street. So I don't know why you say this Indomie are not Sabiam. But it's good anyway.
But Dorothy, did you think it was fair? Did you think it was fair?
Don't look at me. Remove those glasses because you weren't.
I was not fair.
You always, the reality check is, for some reason, everybody got to see you as somebody who defends Lacon. Mm-hmm. Was it because you were defending Lacon because you loved him genuinely? Mm-hmm. Or you were defending him because maybe for some reason the person he wanted to get involved with was not somebody you exactly, based on what people think, exactly liked? Why did you spend that time and energy defending him?
Okay, so I'll start off by getting one thing very clear, especially with people. It was nothing personal when it came to Erica. It only got personal between the both of us when Ebuka asked that question. Beforehand, it was nothing personal. I didn't enjoy a lot of the things I saw, especially when it came to, the romancing in front of him. I wasn't cool with that. But I liked Erica a lot. And I feel like one of the reasons why I even avoided having the conversation with her in the first place is because I didn't even want to look like that busybody that would be speaking to one person, then going to another person saying what's going on. Because it wasn't really my business. But then when someone comes to me for advice and I care about that person, I'm going to be truthful with them at all times and tell them what's on my mind. You choose to do your own, fair enough. Or with Lacon will choose to do his own. And it was irritating me because I just saw him getting more and more upset. Yeah. So it got into a point where I had to keep advising him because the person he likes is with him 24/7. So he has to constantly, I feel like it had to be drilled inside his head. Because I understand where he's coming from. You like someone, they don't really like you back, but you're going to see that person every single day. Like you'll start to slip up. And that was it. I gave him advice because I had genuine love for him. I liked Erica a lot. We weren't as close as me and Lacon were, but it was nothing personal.
Neggi, I want to ask you a question. Honestly, when Ozo was leaving the house, it was very emotional. It was very emotional for me. I don't know about you. I don't know about him, but it was very emotional. And then he said to Lacon, was it Lacon he said to take care?
No,
he said,
why you
take care?
He said to everybody.
Lacon, see, you are rich. You should not be having this on Ginger. You just chill up. You just be cool. So he said take care of Neggi. Did they take care of you? These moments of truth, gang.
I'll be honest. Some of them did.
Okay.
Lacon definitely took care of me.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh.
Dorothy did. He did. Neo.
Hey.
There was no care.
Neo. Then you people and you're dancing. What is really going on with these people dancing? You don't know how to shock him. You can't zanku. You must always have a behind. A behind must always be there. What is going on with people's dancing skills?
You answer.
No, Lacon, you answer because you're the one that is grabbing things.
What?
Yes, you're the one that is grabbing stuff.
I just like dancing with Lacon. There's always a vibe when I'm dancing.
I swear, she's a vibe.
Yeah.
Wonderful I feel like she should be in your video.
I've told him. I told him.
I
will be.
I mean, I can see I can sense the energy. You guys have great. I mean, the last 5, your energy was. It felt like it was the right crop of people because you all like yourselves. It was different. It was I'm not even talking about the drama that happened. Everybody had theirs. Vee and Neil was a constant. It was like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith. But you guys are the last crop and you guys had that kind of energy. Is it that you guys already had liked yourselves, or because you guys are the last 5?
We like ourselves.
Yeah, and also that we only had each other. We had no choice.
We had no choice.
At that point, there was no tension.
Everybody
was ready to leave.
Call my name.
No, because So it was just, we just had to give each other good vibes and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah. But in the house, because you guys didn't know what was happening outside, Lacon, I need to ask you, who did you think was the strongest? Who did you think would have won?
First off, I did not think about winning, who was going to win, blah, 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 until I think maybe 7th week when I saw that we don't reduce for this house. So in my head,
it was Dora.
Yeah, it was Dorothy. And I felt like something just kept telling me that this girl deserves to win and all that. Like, she's a very hardworking.
And I'm sure at that final too, you were like, Dorothy, don't take this.
He said it a million times, man. I told him, calm down. Calm down.
And now you see the love. Like, how does that feel for you?
See, I'm just thankful. And I'm grateful. That's all I'm going to give.
I feel like you could have never imagined this kind of love.
Right now, still seeing it, experiencing it. It's hard to comprehend. It's hard to explain.
Are you gonna do anything for your fans? Like,
yes.
like what kind of plans do you have? Because those people, see, they give Amala, one she concerts, one she rally everywhere.
See, the truth is, giving back has always been the plan. We all exist to give back to other people, so giving back has always been the plan. You become successful so you can use your success to make other people successful. Like, you have to, that's why you exist. There are millions of people existing for you to touch their lives, either through touching one other person that will touch their lives, but you just have to give back. So that's always been the plan.
You calculated your tax? Because they tweeted you.
Have I calculated my tax?
Yes, they tweeted you.
I haven't even had time to calculate everything that's in my head, but I'm a law-abiding citizen. That's all I'm
doing. Now let's talk about Neo. His eviction reactions are hilarious. So Praise was evicted and he was like, Jesus!
The one with
my life is over.
The one with V was. I just. He's very dramatic.
No, the thing with the Praise one was like, but did you not nominate him?
Yeah.
So like, who was that?
That was when I tweeted and said, Neo is two-faced.
Are you wicked?
Okay, that's the thing.
Nigga, I'll be honest. I tweeted and like, this is you guys.
No, straight up.
Because that was like hilarious.
I respect that you actually put out your feelings about it. The truth about it is, when you're inside our house, people are watching, but people don't understand what's going on inside.
Okay. Exactly, I swear.
Okay.
Like, you have no idea the kind of energy and emotions that are running things. Trust me, that's why I felt ran everything. Big Brother didn't do anything. Big Brother would just set it and let the emotions and the energy work everything out. Now for the nominating Praise, right? Praise was up. Who else was up that day?
V
was up. Tricky was up. And Wathoni. Tricky had been up a couple of times and he was being saved. And for some reason, he kept on coming back to the list. Wathoni, the same thing. Praise had been up once and for 2 weeks he wasn't up, but he stood up again. And the last person was who? V. Now, I have just two options to save two people. First person on my list, of course, is V. Now, the second person, I'm not saying it shouldn't have been Praise, but Tricky on the other hand, I'm like, people need to give this guy a chance. You understand? The fact that he's coming back, I feel like there's something relatable to this guy. Like, but for Praise, I feel like Praise had a lot of people. He had friends in the house. He was a cool guy. He was like me. That's why I liked him. Cool guy. Everybody liked Praise. So I'm like, people will keep this guy. But I'm not sure about Tricky. So let me save Tricky because I know people will save Praise. That was just it.
So that's why you
that
felt
was the strategy.
Okay.
That is nothing else.
Now we understand.
You understand? That was just the strategy.
So what else in terms of music are you doing? Like, this is a music station, so let's hear it. Let's know when the next. Because I was like, EP is over, album now.
Okay, nah, EP is not over. Funny enough, they're still working on hip hop video.
Okay.
So that's going to come out. Yeah, I've been recording. I started recording and still going to continue recording more songs, but. You guys should just I don't want to announce it, so you guys will not be waiting. I don't want to do so you guys will like
give us something to
give us something to you guys should just know that.
Are you gonna do a song with V?
Definitely.
I think we connect on that level.